Hey guys, I hope you are all doing well. This is part 2 of the large country house where I'll be doing the interior and finalising what the layout is going to be. Sorry this has taken a little bit longer than I thought to come out. It's taken me longer to finish it, and generally there's been a lot of stuff going on, so it has been slightly slower, but I think I really like the end product actually. Here we're just doing the living room. I did a split level with the size of the build and the fact that it's just one room really downstairs. I wanted to have a bit of a difference with some different levels, so I did the split level with the living room going down. And then over this side that we're looking at now, I'm going to be having the dining room and the kitchen. So really it is all the living space on the ground floor and then the bedrooms upstairs, as you'd expect. I'm just working out the layout. This house has a master bedroom, 3 large, when I say large they're more or less the same size as the master bedroom, double rooms, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, I think, no, 5 bathrooms. So the ensuite goes with the master room, and then 2 of the bedrooms have ensuites, and then another bedroom doesn't have an ensuite, but then there's a family bathroom, and then there's a bathroom downstairs as well. So there's quite a lot. Sorry that we've just skipped out the kitchen there. Each time I seem to record, it seems to cut something. But really I've just gone with this grey purpley mauvey tone with then a few blacks and whites, just to kind of link everything together, and I've brought the stone in from the outside. So this is the dining room. It's got quite minimalistic colour. I really like the mauves and the greys together. I think they go well, and then I'm just adding greenery around. It just seems to make things work. I love those flowers. They come in quite a few different colours. I also think I did add some blinds. The problem with the blinds and the curtains in The Sims 4 is they really don't match anything, so it is hard to find something that goes. Most of the time I end up not doing that in the houses because it just doesn't look good. Now I'm just finding some paintings to go around the place, like that one. I think I might use that same one upstairs as well. Yeah, you can just see the kitchen on the left. It's just the grey counters. It just goes round in that little nook, and then the bench comes round, so the breakfast bar comes round in front of the door, which is actually going to be a bathroom. So it's quite a small kitchen, but sometimes I think the kitchens are just oversized, you know, it's not necessary. I wasn't sure about doing the mauve colour the whole way around the base, the ground floor, but I actually did. Here we call it a ground floor in England. I know a lot of people would call this level the first floor, then the second floor, but I'd call this the ground floor, and then the one up the first floor. So if there's any confusion, that's why I'd call this the ground floor. Then we've got a little bit of area in the front by the door, which I just decorate as just like a hallway. So with the coat racks and, you know, just a little bookshelf and things like that. It's just the normal things that you'd have when you walked into a house. I think we're going to do the living room next after I brought the brick in. I really like bringing the brick in with then a plain wall. I think it looks nice. It gives a bit of texture to the walls. You don't have to put as many paintings up and things like that, and it really incorporates the outside inside. I think that just works well. It's me working out what flooring I want. Let me go with carpet. I think it just makes it feel a bit more homely when there's carpet. I know a lot of places won't necessarily have carpet, and I think a lot of countries it's wood predominantly, maybe tile that goes in a lot of homes, but here and in my house is completely carpet. We don't have any wooden floors. The only place that we have tiles is in the kitchen and in the bathrooms. So because that was the theme I was going with, I really wanted to try and incorporate that. Some houses obviously have wooden floors, but there's usually some carpet in a house somewhere. I lined this wall with the marble blocks. I thought that just gave an extra shelf for me to put things on, you know, decorate it, make it look a bit more homely. Also, I really like that marble effect, and it ties in the white with the white that's missing from the floor because of the carpet. So yeah, just decorating that. Not everything fits well on that shelf. I tried to make it look good, but kind of higgledy-piggledy, you know, like it's just been placed there. That's how someone has decorated it. I'm also putting a rug underneath. Just this, I think we stick with this white one. Some people I think may find a rug on carpet a bit strange, but actually here I think that's quite a normal thing. Sorry if you just heard the cuckoo clock there, that is just in the other room. It's quite normal here. I saw on one of the Sim Supplies videos where someone said, why have you put a rug on carpet? That's not normal, what's the point? But here it's kind of used as just another decoration. It's actually quite normal, anyway, in my opinion, to have that. It kind of ties the room in together. In my house, we don't personally have rugs on carpets, but I wouldn't find it odd to see that. I think in The Sims it just adds something extra. Sometimes the rooms just need a little bit more, as you know, you've got to try and tie in the colours as well as possible. So I just put some books on there, and I put some trophies on there, just to make it look like it's a bit lived in. You know, there's a family here. It's definitely big enough for a family. You know, all the bedrooms could have 2 people in it, maybe even 3. So, you know, a family of 8 could easily live in a house like this. I always find that I need that sort of thing, and that's not what people really design. When I always search for houses on the gallery, it's like for 4 people, which is normal, I suppose, for a family. But when I play Sims, I really like them having lots of children, so I always end up then having to just add rooms on, and it never really looks as good because I can't get the style that the person was building with. So that's why I do a lot of my builds myself and don't really get much of the gallery, because I always find what I want isn't really there. So yeah, I always try and build things with lots and lots of bedrooms, or lots of space for refurbishment, or you know, you could split those large bedrooms upstairs into smaller ones. You can go down here, so you can go into a basement. That's always a good thing. If you're running out of room up top, just put a staircase in and go down. That is a helpful addition now to The Sims. That works really well. So yeah, here in the kind of foyer, well, it's not really a foyer in a house, kind of a hallway, I just put those bookshelves. They came with the kids stuff pack. I think it just looks nice when they're joined together. The colours don't match perfectly, but you know, it's difficult in The Sims with colour matching. I think I do put a mirror there, and also put a coat stand, hat stand sort of thing there. A couple of mirrors there just to tie that in. And then I didn't really know what to do with this back area because it doesn't really, sorry, that's just me doing some experimenting there. It doesn't really serve much of a purpose because the living room is actually quite large, I realised when I started putting the furniture in. But in the end, I think we go with some chairs. So it would just be like another place. You probably wouldn't use it, your Sims probably wouldn't use it, but for the look, it kind of works quite well, I think. Yep, there's the hat thing going in. This was me, I think, searching for the hat stand. I could not find it, like, it took me ages. I scrolled and scrolled and scrolled. I think I ended up searching it. I always get confused in the decoration section because there it is, found it. So I always get confused. There's so much, and it's all in different categories. I find it confusing. Yeah, so we go with these kind of grey tone brown chairs, which kind of make it look a bit more old-fashioned, slightly. But I feel like it's kind of got that vintagey feel to it. So I then just put a light on here, and then some books around. So that's maybe where someone would sit and read, rather than sitting on the big sofa in front of the telly. It might just be somewhere for someone to sit and, you know, read their book, or just have a sit down, you know, it's not a place that probably would get used that often, but I think it just looks nice to go at the back of the living room as another little seating area, and just kind of a skills kind of area over there. I think we're done with the living room now. Yeah, I had a problem with a lot of the foliage coming in, through the little lines, which I tried to get rid of. Sometimes it got really confused, which is quite easy to do. So in this section I decided it was going to be a kids section because there are so many bedrooms. I feel like this would be a family home, as I said earlier. So I thought, get in the kids things, they're fun. I always kind of forget about the kids stuff, and they always want something to do, they need their fun. And I really love the interactions, like the interactions of the little puppet stool, and then you've got the sorry, I think the game was glitching here because it kept deleting things. The little table with the activities on, and I just thought that would be a section that you could do something nice with. If you then needed another bedroom, or you wanted a nursery, or maybe you had like a grandparent living there, or something like that, you could make that into another room. There is a study downstairs, so you could make that even bigger. I don't know, you could make it a gym. You could just section that off near the stairs and make it a gym. You could have an indoor pool. You could have a spa kind of room. There's so many things that you could do with it. But I just thought, I don't really know what Sims you'd want to put in this house, so I went with kids. A lot of Sims have kids, so that's normal. And you can delete it if you don't really like it. This little room here is the downstairs bathroom. Now I put showers in more or less all of the bathrooms I do, because I always need another shower because people get up at the same time, and then I've got to try and get them done before work, get them ready. I have quite a routine when I do play Sims properly and want people to move up in their careers, so I wanted to have a shower in there, and I just thought that little nook where that is near the bottom of the screen right now just works. I also went with this blue theme, and it's very extravagant. This is not how I would normally design a bathroom. I actually quite liked it. I don't really use the floral tiles that often, but I really like the mosaic tiles. I think they add something nice to a room, and if you keep everything then just plain, so I kept everything plain white, the decoration really comes from the wall and the floor, and I think that just works really well, and it's pretty. It's different, but it's definitely pretty. The ones upstairs are not, they're not like this. But yeah, if you keep everything in the room a nice plain colour, it works. I'm trying to find a light here. Some of them really aren't very bright, they don't really do anything. It's not very good. I think I'm done in there. And also, although you can maybe slightly see into the shower, I kept the toilet around the corner. It makes no difference to Sims. They don't realise that doors are see-through. But yeah, it works fine. I don't think I actually put a banister on the stairs. I can't remember. We'll see later when we go upstairs, because then I'll have realised. But I don't always. Sometimes I like just having it completely open. They're not going to actually fall off, so it is okay. If it was in real life, it might be a problem. We actually fit 2 desks into this study. Again, I think, yeah, they're the only computers in the house. And sometimes when you want to get their fun up really quickly, or someone needs it for their job, but the kids want to play on the computer or something like that, I always feel like I need at least 2 computers in the house. And I didn't put them in the bedroom. Sometimes I do. You could do that though if you had the kids. So I always feel like you need like a little office with a couple of computers in, just to keep it out of the way, and I thought that was a nice little space for it to go. And I went with the, what colour? It is greeny, turquoisey, not more green than turquoisey. That's not very good. Kind of a mint green kind of theme, because the rest of the house got quite a dark theme, so I went with a lighter kind of area colour. I put these from the Get to Work pack up just because I thought, you have files, you have your bills, you have all this. You might have those sort of things in the office, you know, or this might just be a room for the adults and then the kids might have another computer elsewhere, that kind of thing, you know. It could be like they both have office work, so they have things to do after work. I put like a little certificate on the wall, you know, that's maybe what they got awarded. I just feel like sometimes you've got to go with a bit of an instinct on who might live there. Again, messing around with the blinds because none of them fit any of the windows and it's just a disaster half the time. I didn't really know what to do with this big space under there, so I think I actually put a little aquarium underneath the stairs just to fill in that gap, because there wasn't really a purpose for it, and then probably, yeah, I put a lot of plants around, and then I think I decorate that little wall. Do I keep that rug? Yes, okay, that's fine because it fills in, and then I put some paintings on the wall there, and there's a little light in there. I've not used that light before, but I thought it just fitted in there quite well, gives you a bit more light. This is me sorting out the lights again because I always put those saucer lights in, and then I properly sort them out later because it's so dark unless you have the lights in. Even in the day with the big windows, sometimes it's difficult. So now we are up in the landing area, and I went with a blue theme, but with the bricks as well. I just thought maybe that was a bit more bedtimey looking, I don't really know. Put the white banister, the glass one. So no, I didn't put a banister up. Don't know what that was and scrolling off into the distance. This is me just putting some carpet in the bedrooms now. I didn't actually furnish all of the bedrooms, I just furnished the master bedroom, which I'm about to do now. The reason for this is because I didn't know what sort of sim you'd want to put in there. You might just start off with 2 sims, so a couple or something like that, and then they have children, and for me I always find like I need to then develop their personality and then design their room on top of that. So I really like having plain rooms and then doing that, so I don't know if that is actually what other people like, but that's what I've gone with. So I've done the main master bedroom obviously, and then if you wanted to decorate the other rooms you can see them kind of when I scroll around. They're quite big. So you know there's lots of scope. I did do all the bathrooms though, so you don't need to worry about that. Those 2 squares are for the wardrobes. So with this house, you are really going to need most of the packs because I kind of find it quite restricting, especially when I do a big build like this, something that I'm going to actually use in my own gameplay, to not use every single pack that I've actually bought myself. I have most of them, I don't have all of them. I don't have the romantic garden stuff pack, I don't have a couple of others, but I feel like sometimes I want to use everything, especially with the things like the wardrobes. They give such good interactions, you know, you can try for babies in there. It just gives a little bit of extra something to the house, and also you don't have to find space for putting dresses and things because this room was a bit of an odd shape anyway. Here I did like a little vanity, so a kind of dressing table as we call it here, maybe for the woman or the man I suppose, and then over here I put some chairs, so if in doubt I always just put a couple of chairs in a little area, because you know you want to have a place to dump things or whatever, you know, you have stuff. I think it just ties in the room, makes it feel more luxurious. Rugs again always work for me. And yeah, paintings around, it just seems to make things come together a lot easier. Again, we pulled off there, don't know what that was about. I think I'm going to go on to the bathroom in a sec, the ensuite, which is a very, very strange shape, but I feel like I make it work in the end. And I got a shower, bath, and obviously a toilet and 2 sinks in there actually. So that worked quite well. Didn't really know what to do with that corner, so just put a pot plant in there. Oh, another thing, I say pot plant. I think some people would say potted plant, so I hear this because, well, I'm English, but I watch obviously the main YouTube gamers, a few of them are Australian, so they say things a lot like English people do. So I've heard them say pot plant and people find that strange. Like they say it's potted plant. I can see why, actually, when you think about it. But yeah, pot plant, potted plant, same thing. But I put one of those there, you know. They're good to fill space. They just work a lot better than trying to fit. Sometimes extra objects just don't work that well. So yeah, I went with a black and white theme in here. It's, you know, standard. It works well. You can't really go wrong. White walls, black and white objects. I also put a little wash basket in here. I always find like that's a bit more realistic. In my house, we have little wash baskets in the two main bathrooms. So there's an ensuite and then there's a main upstairs family bathroom. And there's washing baskets in both of them. You know, I think it makes it just a little bit more realistic. You know, it's got to be there somewhere. Sims don't actually do washing, but it makes it look better, I guess. Yeah, I've just added the little decorations that I just think tie the whole place together. I think we'll move on to, oh, we're decorating the landing. So I think it's a bit plain, like it's quite a big landing, so it looks quite drab if you don't do anything with it. Again, you see my theme in this house is to just do little seats around with a little place that you can just perch yourself. Just looks nicer, you know. There's just places to hang out, sit and talk to someone. Sometimes you need two Sims to just sit down and talk to get their relationship up or whatever. So sometimes that just works and you need a place for them to go. That's away from everything else. Another person can't come and sit down. That's annoying because then they start group conversations and that's not what you wanted. But yeah, I'm just kind of furnishing, taking the upstairs, taking the downstairs, upstairs even, just taking the same objects. So there's a theme running throughout the house. Found that little cactus plant, thought I'd add that in, looks quite nice, quite a kind of a muted green colour, seems to work a lot better. Again, finding more paintings, then I realised I hadn't put a room at the door to that room behind there, so we'll change that in a minute when I realise my mistake. And then really, a red and blue theme up here. Not two colours you'd necessarily think of putting together, but I feel went together quite well. So just kind of had two kind of bright, the cold tones and then the warm tones, just I felt brought it together. Obviously if you didn't like that you could change it. So here I just put a plain colour, plain grey on the walls and then a carpet, so you can furnish that however you like, and all that's left to do is the 3 bathrooms upstairs. So this one went with a dark theme again, but white walls, black tiles and then black furnishings. So sometimes I do completely black and I really think it looks classy, but it's really dark, like you can't see in it very well, so for gameplay that's not always great. Again, managed to fit bath, sink and shower and toilet obviously in there. I always think it's nice to put a few kind of decorations around, like the towels and the toilet roll and things like that. I think it just works, makes it look just that more realistic. This one went with a much lighter wooded theme. I really like these tiles. I really like them. I love the colours, I love how they look. I think it just goes well. I think they're from the Spa Day pack. I just think everything from that pack is just so nicely designed. I put a little shelf in there for that one, as I thought there was a little gap. And then also this one's slightly different because it's got pink. So I don't know, I saw pink and I just thought just go with it, you know. It looks different and it looks unmodernised. But I really liked that. I mean, if you didn't, you can change it as much as you like. But it's not like it's old fashioned, but I kind of liked it. It was a bit different, you know. I'd done the beige, I'd done the black, I'd done the white. Thought something a little bit different would work. I'm going into screenshots now, so that's the outside. There's quite a few screenshots because it's quite a big place. Start from the outside with the nice red door. There's the hallway and the living room. Both of them together kind of there. There's that little nook with the seats. Kind of how you can see straight through to the kitchen. You'll get a better view of the kitchen now. Didn't really see it there. Don't know if I'll come back. Yes, next shot. So yeah, it just kind of comes around in kind of an S shape. I think it works well. A nice woody dining room. Nice shot of the door. Slightly awkward to get the screenshots because they're at a bit of a strange angle because the rooms are small. So when you go into the tab where you can like get at different angles, it jumps about a bit, but I've done as best as I can. Here's the upper landing, quite a big room. If you needed to, you could probably reconfigure upstairs to get another room. That's KSI, the last Kaz I did, and he's living there at the moment, so that's cool. He just had to be there so I could get my little tab shots that I wanted with him in it. That's just the room, you know. It's just the point to show you that there is actually a room. There's the one bathroom. That's the same picture, I think. There's the other one as well. They've got quite tall ceilings. You can redecorate them as you wish. And that's the landing again, just from a different angle. It is actually really big. These are the two other bedrooms. They're quite substantial size. And this is the other bathroom. So we will jump to a couple of shots from outside that we didn't fit in. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed and hopefully I will see you again. So bye!